Okay, welcome back to Let's Play Luigi's Mansion, and I'm RockPaperMario. So, I guess this time we're going to go down on our first major foray into that new area that we haven't been in any rooms of yet. Down in the basement. So, as I said, I'm recording all of these together. I'm probably going to be recording for over an hour. Just all things considered. When you count catching all the boos, even though it's turning out not to be not so bad as I thought. Oh well, I didn't do that. Oh, why do I always have to end up start videos saying like, oh, I never did the ghost bios? That's so the theme of this bloody LP. Here he is. The jar collector, Jarvis, years old. He loves his antique jars so much that he now lives at one. He can hardly contain himself. See, they don't explain what he is. He looks like a fish. Look, do you know, he looks like, I don't know, some sort of fish. I don't know. Sorry. I'm not a... Well, what are fish studiers anyway? Fish studiers. I presume they're marine biologists, but then... like, anything to do with fish is ichthy or pisces. So I presume they're ichthyologists, I would presume. That's what I'd say. Well, I don't even know where we're going now. We're just walking around. Well, we're going to catch another... We're going to go open another room. And, like, if you look... Well, I should have showed you this when we were doing the ghost bios. But if you look, there are only 2 more blank spaces for the portrait ghost. So we actually only have 2 more well, technically 3. But 2 more of the the ghosts that King Boo freed to catch, and only 6 more boos. So like it really feels like it's winding down. Oh, I lost my sense of direction there for a moment. I was like, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Oh yeah, we're going down to the basement. I can't believe I'm still playing the game, and I'm like, oh, like, consciously I'm saying, oh, I don't know where we are. Where are we going? And then subconsciously I'm still playing the game. So subconsciously I obviously still know where I am in the game. There's a boo in here, but I'd actually... Yeah, there is a boo in here. Yeah. Just walked on the ceiling. But what I'm actually going to do is get rid of all this dust. This pepper. Is this navy pepper? It looks like dust off the floor. That's what it looked like as well. That's exactly what it looked like. That crap that's on the floor, that's exactly what the pepper looked like. Well, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. Basically, I was watching Rick Stein the other day. He's, you mightn't know who he is. He's a chef that specializes in cooking seafood. I was watching his TV show, and well, there's Bouripides. Yeah, look, he has full health again as well. Maybe when you turn off the game, they come back with full health. Well, he's after escaping. But he was doing, like, this, cooking for this dinner for the Naval Association or something, that were celebrating the anniversary of the Battle of Trafalgar. So, like, but when he was doing it, he was, like, cooking in the naval kitchen, and they were... Oh, he just escaped. He was cooking in the naval kitchen, and he was, like, looking for the pepper, and... Don't escape into that room, I can't catch you if you go into that... Oh, good. Thank you, Bouripides. Only 3 HP left. 1 bullet left, laughing boy, 1 bullet left. But anyway, he was in the naval kitchen, and he was looking for pepper. So they got him pepper, but then he was like, what, you call this pepper? Is this navy pepper, I suppose? It looks like dust off the floor. And he got like so, he was really on their ass about it. He was like, for God's sake, you call this pepper? Don't go away. Well, these guys, see these spiky pufferfish fellas? Oh no, you can't use ice. You can use water to get rid of them, but obviously you can't use ice, because obviously ice doesn't work on bombs, only water does. This is one of my favourite rooms of the game. This is one of those games that I always remember when I think about, oh, I'm going playing this game, and I always look forward to it. I don't know, it's just... There are things in this part of the game that I think, oh, they could have done more of it. So that kind of way, they could have made it a bit... They could have done the things that they did in this room more often during the game. Like, I think, like, the creators were really imaginative when they were making this game, but they could... The things that they did think up were really great, but they could have just done them more often, to that kind of way. Do you know, like, I don't know, you'll see what I'm talking about now. We'll walk the plank. No, I didn't get a chance to because of you. Well, now you're dead. Well, you were already, well, you weren't even technically alive ever, but now look, I'm walking on the plank. Stepping on the beach. Well, is there a boo in here? Yeah, and what's his name? Bouffant. Nice hair, green. have to keep an eye on my time, but I can't when I'm trying to catch this boo. This is another one of those places where they'll do that, where they'll go into all of the other rooms. Anywhere where you're in like a long corridor, they can be really annoying to catch, but we're really sticking it to him. Oh my god, I've never done this before with a boo that had such HP. Now what he's going to do probably is go into the room that like... Come on. Oh god, those explodey things. Yeah. Well, I'm actually going to finish this room first. Get away from the explosion, Luigi. Yeah, you can actually get caught in those explosions long after they've disappeared, which is kind of weird. But what you have to do in this room, why I think it's so cool, is you see this... What is it flashing at? Oh, this thing again. Yeah, it's just a ball. See this liquid here, this green liquid? Well, what you have to do is you have to use ice to freeze it. And I think, like, why didn't they do that in other parts of the game? I don't know. It's a really cool idea. And now, what you have to do is turn this, and he does it automatically, but it's really cool. They could have put a lot more kind of little puzzles like that in the game, and it would have been really fun. I love that music as well. That's the same music, as far as I know, that plays when you've discovered a secret part of the room. Well, here's our key. Here's our key! I say it's a blingin' key. I haven't said that in like 10 episodes, but that's our blingin' key, and that leads to right next door. I don't know. I'm up to what, 6 minutes or something. Yeah, I'm going to go catch him because this is the second last portrait ghost of the game, and this is the other ghost. This is another ghost that I've never gotten a gold portrait on because he is. This is the easiest ghost in the game to die on. If you're fighting this guy, this is the easiest ghost in the game to die on, just because it's so easy to take damage here, and you take loads of damage. We're in this icy room. And what you want to do is suck up, and look, you're all slippery on the floor. Would you suck up the thing? Thank you. Let's check these crates. And see those icicles? Well, there's a ghost in here. I'm still sliding across the floor. And look, he's like an Darn, I love the cold. I mean, I just plain love it. Oh, he loves the cold, apparently. Well, that's a good way to be if you're an Arctic explorer or an Antarctic explorer. What you've got to do, as I've already shown you, is light these fires. And I'd prefer to have more health going into this than I do. Oh, please, don't let me die on this ghost. I'm going to cook in this heat. I'm going to melt. Did you light these fires? What were you thinking? People who start fires in this mansion had better be ready to pay the price. Now learn your lesson. And what you've got to do is you've got to freeze. You've got to melt his ice block. But like the problem is that when you're catching him, it's really easy for those icicles to fall on you from the ceiling, and they do a hell of a lot of damage when. Now what you've got to do is wait for him to reappear and then melt him again. But it doesn't take so long. I'm actually doing a lot better than I did when I played this game last. When I played this game last, I finished fighting him and I was like down to 10 HP and I was like, oh my god, I nearly died. It was so weird. So yeah, what you want to do is just freeze him, or unfreeze him. Why do I keep getting mixed up between freeze and unfreeze? They're the complete opposites. And we got him! Oh, brilliant. I only lost 1 HP during that fight, but like, he is, if you're not used to it, then he can be a real pain. It's easy to die in him, like. It's easy to die in him, like. Oh, look at him slide across the floor. That's brilliant. Sorry. And that leads up to this room, which, unless you haven't noticed, is actually the only room, well, no, the only other room other than those last two that we haven't explored yet. So, in that case, that must be where the last portrait ghost is. But before we go there, there's actually a boo in here. And before we go there, we're going to try and catch all the last boos as well. Because I'd like to just... Stop sliding around the floor! What's this? Oh, here he is. It's Boulder Dash. Boulder Dash. Does anyone remember that game? That was like... the first game console that I ever played on was probably the Commodore 64. We had like an uncle who had the Commodore 64, and he had that game on it. And I just remember that, like, I was only like 3, so we probably weren't able to play the games properly at all or anything. But like that, and what was the other game we had on it? We had this game that just name sticks in my mind, or else maybe that wasn't even the name of it. maybe we just named it that for no reason, but it was called Attack of the Weeshies, was what we used to call it, and we thought it was like a Weetabix game. I don't know if you Americans know what Weetabix is, but Weetabix is basically like a cereal thing. No booze in here. Weetabix is basically cereal, so I don't know, it's kind of weird to imagine that there would be like a video game made out of a cereal, but then again, who knows. I doubt it was actually called Attack of the Weeshies. I think we probably just called it that for no reason in particular. But we had... Oh, there's a much shorter way to get out of this room. Why am I doing it this way? You have to make everything hard, don't you? Yeah, we had that. We had Bouldergeist. Boulder Dash. And what other game we had? We had that game, what's it called? California Sports Holiday or something is it called? Or something like that, anyway. It was like a skiing game or something. And I just remember that. And I remember that game being really hard. We could never play that game. But no, maybe... Well, as I said, I was like, oh, there's Booby Hatch. Haven't seen you in a long time. Oh yeah, as I was saying, we're just going to go around and like hunt for booze while we're doing this. And oh, we're going to get him. Come on. Get him! Oh no, he escaped. This is annoying. See, to get back to where he escaped to, you actually have to go through this room all over again. And I'm actually going to show you the fast way. You have to go dancing on the ceiling, like Lionel Richie. Sorry. To get back there. And it can, look, see, there he is. And like he's probably going to go all the way back into the other room, and you'll have to go all the way around again. Come on. Don't go into the... Oh. See in here? There he is. And what's... I can't even remember what his name was. Oh, Booby Hatch, that's the guy. But, yeah, we had that California sport game, or whatever it was called. See, now we have to go all the way around again, and this can take so long. I had like... No, I didn't have nightmares. I had, like, visions of this game, of catching these boos taking up, like, 2 or 3 parts of the game, which wouldn't have been fun for you to watch, just me going around hunting boos. Well, speaking of Lionel Richie, has anyone seen, like, anyone who's in Ireland or the UK, has anyone seen that new Walker's Tay-Shows ad for, that has Lionel Richie in it, where he sings, like, Say You, Say Me, but the lyrics are changed. Boonatic over here. Oh, he's a boonatic. Well, boonatic could have been, like, a valid name for another boo. But anyway, Lionel Richie is in this ad for Walker's Tay-Shows, and he's... Well, Walker's Tay-Shows. I'm just after looking like an idiot. Basically, Tay-Shows are a type of crisps that we have here in Ireland. And when I was growing up, like, we just called anything that's a crisp, or a potato chip, as you call them, I suppose, in America, is a Tay-Show. There isn't it. So, like, Walker's crisps are Walker's Tay-Shows to me, so that's just what I always called them. So if you, oh, there's another boo. Boo Fond. Who's your stylist? I don't know. I don't have a stylist. I'm my own stylist. Only 2 more boos. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so they're all Tay-Shows to me. Anything that's a potato chip or a crisp or whatever is a Tay-Show, no matter what. Anyone that has ridges is a hunky-dory. They're all hunky-dories in my book, that's just what I call them. But then I end up calling things like, do you know the Pringle hunky-dories? Or do you know the Walker's Tay-Shows? Which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But anyway, Lionel Richie is on this new ad for Walker's Tay-Shows where basically I have to watch my time. Well, I'll probably just I'll probably just finish telling you the story, but he's on this ad for Walker's Tay-Shows Extra Crunchy, and he sings, like, Say You, Say Me, but he sings it with different lyrics, like, to be about extra crunchy Walkers. And it's just, like, one of the best ideas for an ad I've ever seen in my life. I'm just going, basically what I'm doing is I'm just going in and out of these rooms, because there are still 2 boos, and I have no idea which rooms they're in. Honestly, they could be in any of them. Let me see. Are they in here? Oh yeah, so anyway, he sings this song, and instead of Say You, Save Me, Say You, Say Me, instead of Say You, Say Me, he says Save One for Me, Extra Crunchy. So he's like, Save one for me. Save it together. Extra crunchy. And it's just like one of the cheesiest ads I've ever seen. Yeah, look, see? I didn't walk into it again. That's the fake door. And if you use fire, I never explained this. If you use fire, you can disappear those doors. You can disappear. That's not a... Well, it's not a verb like that. You can make those doors disappear. But anyway, I'm going to actually end off the video here. So when we meet back next time, we'll probably catch those last two boos and go into that hitherto unexplored room.